So we're back, the Dan and Ninko Show. It's been a long time.
You've been gone for 2 months.
I've been gone for a couple months. Yes, I have been gone for a few months. But guess what? It was the summer. I had to get out of here. I had to go see family. I had to go to Disney World, sweat my ass off. I had to
That must have been fun.
Oh, it was great. A lot of scooters going around. A lot of scooters.
How come you didn't have one?
I like to walk. I'm healthy. Anyway, no, I'm not saying that, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. I felt like walking would probably be would be the best with the kids and all that stuff. But anyway, I didn't do the VIP tour, which Dan highly recommended, and I called about it, and they said it was going to be like a 2-month waiting list for it, so it didn't work out. But anyway, I'm happy to be back. We're actually filming episode 34 from Gillette Stadium. This
preseason
box,
game 1,
the Dan O'Brien Automotive Group box. Hopefully I'll have a ticket if I ever need one, you know what I'm saying, Dan? Anyway.
We could barely get in.
I couldn't get in. The guy downstairs, he's like, who's this guy with got the chest hair out? I got the gold chain, I got the hat, my wife's hat on. I mean, I drove the Corvette here and everything.
In the handicap spot.
It was next to that. I wouldn't ever do that. I wouldn't take up a handicap spot. But anyway.
The car is perfect for it.
No, I don't know. It's a convertible. It's great. It's perfect. Top goes back. Everything's great.
I think it's time though, because it's it's nice and sunny. We get a nice little sip of sunshine.
It is very hot out. So let's do the sip of sunshine. It's 8%. Wow, that's great. This is an India Pale Ale packed with juicy tropical fruit character. Oh my goodness. A bright floral aroma and delectable layers of hop flavor. Wow.
Vacation in a glass.
Inhale deeply and enjoy tropical vacation in a glass. Okay, wow, I can't wait for this. Let's see. Whoa, sorry, Mr. Kraft. We'll just wipe that up for you. Let's see.
It's pretty good. It's pretty strong.
Ooh, that is good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That is really good. Paige, come get me.
You can walk. You can walk home.
I could have rode my bike here. Well, okay, so this is preseason game number 1.
First game with fans in 597 days.
The last time the fans were in this stadium, we saw good old Tom Brady throw a pick 6, and everyone's just like...
It was right to Logan Ryan, right?
It was to Logan Ryan, yes. But it was right here, right there.
No,
right there. No, it wasn't.
Actually, no, you're right. You're right. It was
yes,
right here.
I have one of those. I have a football memory.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? Anyway, so thinking back, it was a long time ago.
2019, right?
It's
19 season.
It's
2020.
It's crazy. So we're back for the first preseason game, and
this is actually the biggest preseason game in forever.
They're gonna have 60,000 here.
Yeah, but it'll be this means the most of any preseason game in forever.
I would say that the 3 preseason games are probably
it's only
the
gonna
most.
Be 2 maybe. That mean anything.
The evaluation
it'll be 2, right?
Of the quarterback position. Shall we jump into this quarterback position?
Yeah, we can talk about it. I think it's already set.
I think okay. So hear me out on this. When you are, say, a head coach of a football team, and somebody asks you who the starting quarterback is for your roster a month before week 1.
Yep.
You would be maybe foolish to go out there and to name your starting quarterback a month before the season, that you 100% know is going to be the starting quarterback.
Yeah, but Tom Brady was always the starting quarterback.
But Tom Brady was set in stone. There's a difference here.
This is kind of set in stone.
It's set in stone. So
this one is. Yeah.
Think about this. You have a rookie quarterback.
Yep.
You have 2 different types of offenses. You have a cam style of offense,
option.
RPO, ride that thing. No check with me's, more so, hey, calls coming in, boom, this is what we're running, run, pass, boom, boom, boom. Okay. Then you have another type of offense. You have your pro style, QB under center, run, check with me. Quarterback basically has a little bit more of the old school, old Patriot offense that we have seen in the past.
The line and everything.
The quarterback's not as mobile, so you're not going to do the RPOs. You're not going to see a running quarterback. You would be it wouldn't be smart. It would be foolish to go out there and say, okay, the rookie's our starting quarterback, or this is the type of offense we're going to run, because then your other opponent is going to look at that and say, okay, well, guess what? Now we can dial up these blitzes, or we can have this defense against that type of offense, versus You leave everybody in the dark through the preseason.
But you're not leaving everybody in the dark.
What do you mean?
He said that Cam's the starter.
Well, you just say that. You say that he was the one that was there, so he's the starting quarterback. We're gonna have a competition here because every time Bill's at the podium, he's like, "It's competition, best."
But he's not saying that now, though.
Best man's gonna get the job. I mean, we haven't seen a live We've all just read notes about practices, and I think that the preseason games, especially for some positions, is going to be a deciding factor in who's the starter.
Yeah.
Moving forward. So I don't think that position is set in stone.
I think it is.
You think it is?
100%. He's never going to start a rookie.
He's never going to start a rookie.
Tom Brady didn't start as a rookie.
Well, Tom Brady was like a 8th round draft pick.
But he still played
if you had
well.
Drew Bledsoe here right now.
You have Cam Newton. He's former MVP.
Let me take another sip. Cam was a great player when he was the MVP. It was a phenomenal year. He juked me out of my shoes a couple times.
Twice.
Same play. Still got Hightower. He's still playing right now, so it doesn't make me feel that bad. Chandler Jones juked him out too. He's still playing. A couple guys still playing, all right? I'm retired. I got a gold chain. I got my chest hair out. I should close that up. My wife's going to yell at me. I got boats on, a boat shirt,
a nice little hat,
short shorts. Well, it's summer, so it's air conditioning.
Those are some short shorts.
These are running shorts. They're for running.
Did you get them out of the men's or women's department?
No, these are New Balance, and I'm supporting my New Balance right down the street.
Yeah.
From here.
There's no way you got those in the men's department.
These are men's running shorts. They're running shorts.
What are they, extra small?
I'm taking up running.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I ran 1 mile the other day. I ran 8:30. That was my. Is that a good mile? 8 minutes and 30 seconds?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I think it's a pretty good mile. It's a pretty good mile. I think it's a good mile. 8:30? When you were in 8th grade and they did. So let's take a time machine back. Let's take a DeLorean back to grade school.
Yeah.
Okay? Dan O'Brien doing the pull-ups for the physical best test.
Didn't we do a physical best test?
You didn't do a physical best? Okay, so I want to tell this story. This is a great story. So when I was a kid, I used to dread the physical best test because
you used to climb a rope and stuff like that.
Yeah, you had to climb this rope that was like 30 feet tall and ring a bell. It's like, I can't do that. I was like a chunky kid. So anyway, my favorite agility, they had like 2 erasers, and you had to run and get the eraser, and then you put it to the one side, you go get the other eraser, that was fun. I liked that one. The pull-ups, if you couldn't do a regular pull-up, they would have you just hold like this, and then how long could you hold yourself, and then they would time you. Well, I couldn't. I had like anxiety about doing that because I really couldn't do it.
Didn't want to go to school that day?
I did not want to go to school that day. But then they used to do sit-ups, right? So there was this kid, Alex Ochoa, I remember like yesterday. So this kid, Alex Ochoa, is doing his physical best test. He's doing the sit-ups, right? And we're all like watching him, and he lets out the biggest rip you could ever imagine.
Like pulling up?
Oh, just like everybody just started dying laughing. And the funny part of the whole thing was that was like he could only do one, so he was trying to do one. He was a big kid, and like he finally got it and just let out the biggest like rip your shorts you could ever imagine. And
poop.
Oh man, was that great. Anyway, okay, so you're taking Cam starting week 1.
Yep.
Let me put out a scenario for you, and you tell me how you feel about this scenario.
Okay.
Okay. Would you rather the Patriots go 0-3 to start the season, 0-3, right? With Cam, and start the rookie against Tom and have Mac Jones beat Tom in that 4th game. Okay? Mm-hmm. You hear that?
Yep.
Or would you rather have Mac Jones start the first 4 games of the season and Mac Jones loses the game against Tom Brady but wins the first 3 of the season?
We'd rather be 3-1, but that's not going to happen.
I'm just talking about the situation there. Would you rather have Cam start the season?
I'd rather be 3-1. I'd rather they be 3-1.
With who?
With Cam Newton.
No. That's not the scenario.
I understand that, but I'm just saying I'd rather it be 3-1.
That's not the scenario.
It doesn't mean I think Mac Jones is going to start because he's not.
No, the scenario was Mac Jones comes in to beat Tom, or Mac Jones goes 3-1, and Cam loses to Tom. I don't know. I'm gonna mess that up.
Yeah, Cam Newton's going to start the season 4-0.
4-0.
4-0.
Oh man, that's so Tom, the Tampa Tom's going to come in here and get his ass kicked.
Yeah.
You're 100% certain.
Yeah, I think Belichick's ready to go for that game, and I think they should be smart and just don't say anything an hour before kickoff when they're all on the field, waiting and everything. Just retire Tom's number right then and there.
I thought that would be great. I thought
then he gets all emotional and everything.
The banner drop and have fireworks.
But say nothing until it drops.
Yeah, nothing. You would never want to do that. You would never want to give him the edge.
That's what I mean. I think that would be the smartest thing. But you don't think they can go 4-0?
No, I don't think they can go 4-0.
Well, here are the games. Dolphins, Jets, Saints, Buccaneers.
I think the Buccaneers game is going to be the hardest game.
So do you at least think they'll go 3-0?
I think that they'll be 3-0, and I think the Tampa will be 3-0 into that fourth game.
Yeah.
So I think both teams will be undefeated. But coming into this game, I think it's going to be a really tough game.
You don't think Cam?
I think Tampa's really good.
You really don't think Cam can win 12 to 13 games this year?
No, I think he could. I think their defense is going to be top 5. I think the defense is going to be.
The defensive line's unbelievable. The defensive line's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, they're going to be really good.
But here, this is the thing, right?
Health-wise, everyone's got to stay healthy.
Yeah, but that's what you do. But you have Dolphins, Patriots.
Win.
Patriots, Jets.
Win.
Saints, Patriots.
Win.
With no Michael Thomas or anything.
Yeah, that's a win.
Buccaneers, Patriots, you said loss.
So let's figure it out. Okay, that's a win.
Then they play the Texans.
That's a win.
Then the Cowboys without Dak.
That's a win.
Then back to the Jets.
That's a win.
Then the Chargers.
That could be a loss, so maybe that's 2.
Then the Panthers.
That's
a win.
Okay, that's a win.
Browns.
That could be a loss. So
okay.
Say 3.
Falcons.
That's a win.
Titans.
That could be a loss.
That's just because you like Vrabel.
Vrabel's got your number.
Then you have Bills.
I think they split Bills.
Yeah.
So they split that. So
then you have
5.
Colts.
They'll beat the Colts.
Then you have Bills again, so you already went over that.
Yeah.
Then you have the Jaguars.
They're going to beat the Jaguars.
Then you have the Dolphins.
So they'll lose 5 games. It's a long season, though. Got a lot of things you got to go through.
But the thing is, though, is that Cam is the best option here. Not only there's a lot of reasons why, because with that running game and that offensive line, if you have Cam in there in that RPO is so hard.
See, the RPO is easy. RPO is super easy
not
to
when
stop.
you have an offensive line the Patriots have and the running backs they have and those 2 tight ends.
So this is the thing about the RPO, the run pass option, is when you take away the run, there's only one option, right?
Well, who's going to be able to take away the run from them, though?
Well, if as a defender, hey, look, it's Zoe. Zoe's walking on the field right now. I think that's Zoe. Is that Zoe?
Where?
I don't know. Walking on the
coming this way
end zone right now. Kind of looks like his gait. Oh, that's him walking around.
Yeah, 100%.
Whistling.
Yeah.
He's nuts.
That's got to be. He's got like a suit in his hands.
Yeah, he's got a suit.
You gonna text him?
He's going over. I was gonna call him, but then I don't. Who's calling me right now? Oh, I gotta go get my knee scope. That's another thing that stinks about playing football too long. Dr. Gill, he's gonna go.
Yeah, that's definitely so.
Yeah, so he's gonna go in there. He's gonna clean out the knee. I have what you call a cyclops lesion on my ACL, so they're gonna have to take that off because I have no extension in my right knee. So it's like it feels terrible right now. So they're gonna go in there. They're gonna clean it out, take some junk out, get the cyclops out of there, and then I'll have my extension, which should be nice. It'd be nice to have my full extension in my right knee. So yeah,
be able to walk down the stairs.
No, it's just getting to a point. I knew that I should have had it fixed. I should have had it fixed my last year playing, but I didn't because I just was lazy about it. But anyway, the defense, I think the defense could possibly be 1 to 2 in the NFL. Number 1. I think they could be number 1.
Especially if Gilmore comes back.
Gilmore. But the only thing about the Gilmore thing, I just hope that he doesn't, they got to get did they figure out the contract with Gilmore?
No.
So they need to get the contract figured out.
Unless they have, and it's just not been leaked out yet.
So when I look at the defense, the line is going to be stout. The linebackers, the only thing that I worry about with the linebackers is like some coverage issues. If you were playing against, James White, who's going to cover James White man to man? Like who's the cover backer?
But you're assuming though, do you think James White makes the team?
Yeah, of course. James White? Are you kidding me?
I don't know. Here's the running back room right now. You have Damian Harris,
Yeah.
Sonny Michel,
Yeah.
Stevenson, the rookie,
Yeah, Sonny Michel's the odd man out.
and you have J.J. Taylor.
He's not going in. He's your third down back. Who's your third down? You need two.
J.J. Taylor. But the thing is that then who do you cut though? Who do you cut out of those though?
I don't know, but James is going to be here. I just don't see it happening to where you let a guy like that go, because James is freaking a baller, especially on third down. Screen game, third and long, gadgets, all that stuff. Catch and run, James is the man. As long as he's healthy.
I think that's going to be one of the big things to watch though, is the cut there. Like who makes it and who doesn't.
They might trade one of those guys.
I mean, if they're going to trade somebody, it's going to be Michelle.
I want to see like pass rushers. Like I want to see who in that linebacker group.
Who
You have
here on outside linebackers?
Outside
who do you
linebackers.
cut? Who do you
Here we
cut?
go.
You got Van Noy,
Calvin Oy,
Judon,
he's
Uche,
here. Uche's not going anywhere.
Perkins, kid they just
Yeah,
drafted,
he's not going anywhere.
and Winovich.
I think they all stay.
You have 5.
They're going to keep them all, yeah. Well, because you need a special teams guy. So they even had all those guys running down on kickoff and punt team. So like they're all going to be there.
I don't know.
They'll all be there. I'm telling you, they will all be there.
How good is this defensive line though? Where you have
me see.
Godchuk, Guy,
Yeah, oh. How about Anderson? I haven't heard much
Wise,
about
Anderson, Barrymore, the kid from Alabama. They're saying is just a beast.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then
kid from
Akeem
Alabama.
Spence.
Dude, they're going to be good. They're going to be really good.
Another thing to watch tonight will be the kicker battle: Quinn Norden versus Nick Folk.
You got to go with the young kid.
He went
every
10 for 10.
Every time we text, oh, this is a miss. Oh, he's going to miss this one. And then he made it. Actually had a great season.
He didn't kick past 40.
That's true. That's true. They got to go with the young kid. You got to go with the kid.
If they were 45 out and it was like 4th and 11, they went for it.
Yeah, you're done.
Or
You're
punted.
Done. You're done. Yeah. No, you have to.
The kid's got a big leg, the Norden kid.
You got to go with the young kid. You got to go with the kid.
At one of the practices, he was like 11 for 11 or something like that in one of the modified scrimmages.
I like having a guy that you could walk out there 55 yards and you're like, all right, he's got the leg at least.
Yeah.
Like if you have a guy
if you're off direction, at least you can reach it.
Okay. That's like the driver. You pull that driver out, and you're like, I can reach it. If I really push it though, it's going to be in the woods. I'd rather just know I can reach it.
Yeah.
Right. So I like having the kid that actually kick the ball. Snapper though, Cardona. What happened to Cardona? You hurt his hand or something? Oh no.
That was knee or something like that.
I better get my snapping.
They signed somebody.
Who's calling me?
They signed someone.
No, they signed some. Yeah, they did sign somebody. I don't know who this is. Who is that? Wellesley, Mass. Oh, I think that was. That's the doctor's office. Anyway.
So, do you think that Mac Jones is starting week 1?
I still think that.
You don't seem too confident right now.
No, I just want to see what they look like when they're out here playing in a live situation. Honestly, like right now, the way that the camp is worked out, like the way training camp is, you can't really like practice the way
No, because even in pads, it's not a full.
No. So
it's like half contact.
We're going to see a lot of missed tackles. You're going to see a lot of just bad football, sloppy football. So, I want to see how these quarterbacks look. I want to see how Cam throws accurately. Like, can he make it through?
He's been throwing accurately.
With no rush. Like you said.
But the thing.
You text me, he had a great throw. I'm like, yeah, but there's no pressure. Like, they're not
Same
even
thing with
rushing.
Mac Jones, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't. I want to see that.
I'll give you this with Cam. Remember we talked about last year that like his shoulder would whip out on the throws.
No, he turns his head out.
But it's not anymore. It's staying in.
When he puts, that's when
it's not as bad. It's not
when he's trying to whip it.
It's nowhere near as bad.
Well, hopefully, the mechanics hold together. But it's not the just regular, 10, 15, 20. It's like the 50 shot. It's the when you gotta like get a lot on it. He does like this.
What I've been told is that people don't think Mac Jones is ready.
I mean, ready or not, here you come. This is the NFL.
But look at all the good quarterbacks that are in the NFL right now that did not start as rookies.
I mean,
it's like almost all the top guys.
Yeah, but then look at the Chargers. You had a rookie in there just.
But they weren't going to start him though. I mean,
yeah,
you had a doctor that
hurt.
punctured Tyrod Taylor's lung right before the game. That's the only reason why he played. They had they weren't putting him in there. They had no other choice. Like here, if Cam got hurt, then yeah, you have Mac Jones playing.
I think they just have to do what's best for the team. And the one thing that I would say is when you're going through like training camp and you see like as a defensive guy, you see like a pass rusher, and you're like, damn, that guy's rushing every one-on-one. He wins every one-on-one. In teams, he does really well in team.
That's that Barrymore kid.
And then like they don't play. You're like, well, why? Why is that? Like sometimes you just don't want the players to like question, well, why isn't Mac out there? Why isn't this guy out there? Who's going to be the receivers? About that? Who's going to be the receivers?
You got Jacoby Meyer.
Okay.
Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah.
Kendrick Bourne.
There's your three. We got
N'Keal Harry.
You got a tight end that's going down. That's gone down already.
Yeah, but he just has pain. Like he's supposedly fine for week one.
What's pain? Pain is what?
Pain.
Pain is your friend.
Some guys aren't like that.
No, you just got to fight through it.
It's a whole different thing now in the NFL, isn't it?
It's a different world.
What happened to your number sake? Where's he?
I think he's hurt. I don't know where he's at.
I don't think he's been to a single practice.
I think he's hurt. Obviously, I think he had something going on. I know he broke his hand last year.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, something is.
How come you don't mentor him?
I just told him to gain weight. That's all I said. I said just be 260. Like that'll help you in certain situations. If you're 260 pounds, it's going to help you out.
Do you think that happened?
No, it's definitely not 260. But some people, well, the game has changed too. Like you have to understand, the game isn't like what it used to be. So when I look at some of these guys,
that's a lot of speed now.
Like this dude, well, I mean, there was always speed, but
yeah, but speed speed from an outside linebacker, like that you didn't have to always have before.
I would say the difference is offensive linemen, tight end, and fullbacks just don't know how to they can't block like they used to. So like you can get away with like running around people or just not having a big stout 5 technique or a 7 technique. Back in like the early 2000s or like the 90s, you had like these dudes that were in 3-a-day practices, 2-a-day practices for a month, coming into the work for the first game of the season, and they were like road graders, just killing you. Then you come in now, like you got to think, a lot of these kids that are coming out of college. Oh man, this makes me laugh. Bosa, was it?
Which one?
Nick, who plays for the 49ers? Nick Bosa, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I follow Nick on social media, and he posted a photo of these guys. They're in shells, and they look like, like the mushroom from Mario.
Oh, with the helmet thing on?
I said, what's on their heads?
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
They have like a helmet with the thing on top.
It's a helmet with like these pads on that make their heads look like massive.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, just extra protection. I said, from what? You're not hitting anyone. You have no pads on. Like,
well, if you just tap your head.
Is that what that? Oh, I'm in trouble.
Fall down?
Give me another one. This is over with, I guess.
Some of them were huge, though. Did you see? Like some of them were like massive. I forget who it was. A running back.
No,
it was yellow too. It was like this.
It's the size of their shoulders.
Yeah, but it's because they have a regular helmet and then the thing on top of it.
If you think back to like the early '90s and the late '80s, they used to have these guys with concussion problems, which is absolutely insane. They had shells that would go over the helmet. Like if you had a lot of concussions, you would wear your helmet, and then they would take this shell and put it on top of your helmet. And guys played with that.
Oh, so like they get
You don't
hurt?
remember like there was a guy from the 49ers that wore one. It made him look insane.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
It was like this big shell.
He was like he was either a lineman. He was a lineman. Yeah, I thought he was a lineman. Yeah.
And it was because he got
Well, it was like back in the 80s or 90s, too. They had the neck brace, too.
the
Brian Cox.
Yeah, the cowboy collar.
Yeah.
But they used to call it
Didn't
the
Cox
couch.
have
it
the
was
one that
a
went up to
backboard.
here?
Yeah, it was like a backboard. It used to have the team logo in it. Jeez. We were watching, I was watching, what was it? Any Given Sunday?
Yeah.
Any Given Sunday with Jamie Foxx.
Al Pacino.
Al Pacino. And I was just laughing because like some of the scenes in there, it's so ridiculous. Some of it actually is accurate, but like this, the pads and the way things were back in the 90s and the 2000s, it's just nuts. Hall of Fame too. You think about this. Hall of Fame in 20 years, right? 20, 30 years. Guys like John Lynch, no chance.
Yeah.
No chance.
Yeah.
Like he made
Just somebody that played hard.
He
you mean?
made the Hall of Fame by knocking people out.
Yeah, you can't.
Like headhunting people.
That won't be there.
So
No.
like, it's crazy. The game has definitely evolved.
Well, like Major League Baseball Hall of Fame, you're going to have like a gap.
Oh,
You
I
have
know.
nobody.
I know.
You have nobody coming out.
It's
Like
it's so
years.
crazy. Well, I was listening to, I think it was 98.5 or whatever. They were just talking about like who's going to be the next ones in, and I guess the Patriots have very few Hall of Famers
Yep.
compared to how many Super Bowls that they've won.
Yeah.
So, they're going over people that are locks. Okay, so you have Tom Brady's a lock.
Yep.
Vinatieri's a
Gronkowski.
lock.
Gronk's a lock.
Gronk's a lock. Wes Welker a lock?
No.
No?
No.
He revolutionized. He was a revolutionary like slot receiver
If
that
you
made
say
that position.
But the thing is, if you said he's a lock, Edelman's more of a lock than Welker.
yeah, but no. See, I don't.
Yeah, Edelman played longer. Welker didn't have like a long period
Welker
of time.
played just as long.
But his relevancy was a
but
lot
he had
shorter.
Double the yardage. Double the yardage.
I don't see him making it. I just don't.
So, like, is it
He's definitely not. If he
statistics?
makes it,
Is it statistics or is it
well, it's-
Super Bowls?
I-
So, what is it like to get in the Hall of Fame? Like, there's plenty of
if
guys.
but if it was Super Bowls, the Patriots would have a ton of people in the Hall of Fame. They
so
don't.
is it
It's
just
not Super Bowls.
statistics?
Yeah,
so
I think
it's not
so.
Super Bowl, so it's
No.
statistics.
But you have a lot of guys like
So if you took-
like say somebody like Teddy Bruschi, right? Like he has no chance of making the Hall of
No.
Fame. But how important was he to the team?
Oh, very important.
Yeah, you really only have Vinatieri, Brady, Gronk, Belichick.
What about Logan Mankins or like
No,
Vince Wilfork?
I mean he should, but I mean there's a good
Richard
shot he
Seymour.
doesn't. I think Seymour made it, didn't
No,
he? Or he's on the ballot now.
He was, and he didn't make it.
Really?
Yeah,
Why did I think he made it?
he did not make it. So you think about those teams. Think about the early 2000s.
I mean, Seymour
Ty
should
Law.
make it.
Ty Law, right?
Yeah, Ty Law made it.
Ty
already.
Law.
He made it.
He
already.
made it already.
Yeah.
So right now, the team that actually is in from the 2000s, it's going to be Tom, Ty Law, Vinatieri, Gronk. I would say Seymour.
Yeah, he just hasn't made it yet, but he should.
I mean, Rodney Harrison.
Yeah, he should.
Yeah,
He should.
He'll make it.
He's a lock, I think.
He's a lock. Junior's in, but he didn't play here very long.
No.
So I mean,
For ones that like played the
I'm
majority of their
thinking,
career.
like, from 14 to 18, that run.
I mean, I guess maybe Hightower might.
nobody?
Hightower might. Gilmore will.
Gilmore, will he?
If he had one, if he has
If he
one
has a
more good
couple
season,
yeah.
you have to,
one more
right?
defensive player of the year.
Well, I forgot about Revis. Revis,
Oh, Revis will make it.
yeah,
Chandler Jones.
he's still
He's got
playing.
the most sacks of anybody. No, I'm saying just guys in this era.
That could
Like,
possibly
he
make
has
it.
the most sacks of anybody in his draft class.
Yeah,
So if
I mean, he
keeps
should.
playing,
If he keeps playing that, yeah. Trying to think, Matt Light.
Matt Light, he could. I would think Logan too. I don't know. It's so hard to think about that.
The problem is they don't let a lot in, and
No.
but you forget too. Like there's still a lot of players from before that time that still haven't made it in either.
That aren't- yeah,
you know,
they're
that
not
just
in.
keep carrying and carrying and carrying. Like that's the. I mean, it's hard. But it's
I get emotional sometimes. Like when I see the Hall of Fame and they surprise the guys, it makes me a little. It almost
like
got
Bill
me.
Cowher.
Like,
When he was, did you see that one?
Jimmy Johnson.
You didn't see the Bill Cowher one?
I didn't see the Bill Cowher one.
He was literally like on air doing something, and the guy walked in behind him and like grabbed him.
Speaking
and was like,
of the guy
"You
that
made
walks in, he looks like he played. He's
yeah, he did.
huge.
He did.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Yeah, but he did. Who was it? There was somebody.
No,
It was Ty Law. They knocked on his door and he opened the door and like then you could just see him. He shut it quick and then they opened it back up and he was just crying.
I think Randy Moss was crying.
That was
too.
Randy Moss. You're right. That was Randy Moss.
Like,
Yeah.
he just
When they
started-
opened the door.
Yeah, he starts crying. It's emotional.
So are you gonna make the Patriots Hall of Fame?
Probably not. I don't know. I should have played 2 more years. If I'd
mean-
have played 2 more years.
If you left the vote up to the security guards here, you wouldn't make
No,
it.
no way. No, I don't know. I think that first of all, Vrabel's got to get in, which Vrabel's not in yet.
But I don't know.
needs
He
to
didn't
be
play.
in.
He didn't play long enough here.
He played 8 years.
I don't know.
He played 8 years.
I mean, he should
here.
make it in here.
He played 8 years. That's a long time. I played 8
Who
years.
has
That's
but
it.
who's made it in the Patriots Hall of Fame from that run? You have like Brewski,
Yeah,
Seymour,
Teddy, Seymour,
Ty Law,
Ty Law, Light.
Harrison made it too, I think.
I think Harrison. Yeah, Harrison. Look, everybody's. I mean, Julian, Wes would
He should Patriots Hall of Fame.
100% on Patriot Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean without a doubt. I'm gonna look it up. Let's see, Patriots Hall of Famers. Oh, this is the regular Hall of Fame they have in here. Drew Bledsoe, I think, is in the Patriots Hall of Fame, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Curtis Martin,
Curtis Martin.
Parcells,
Parcells.
Randy Moss.
Randy Moss.
I think.
Is that it?
Hold on. It keeps bringing me the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
I would like to go there though. The last time I was there was 2006. I guess they've made like drastic changes. Do you think when you walk into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, you think you get in for free if you've played?
I don't think you could.
What if I had my Super Bowl rings on?
Couldn't get into here.
Going like this, boom. Hey. No,
All right.
well, you got to think the people that are working here are like.
All right, so the Patriots Hall of Fame.
They're like
Tracy
super strict.
Sormanti, the cheerleading director.
Oh yeah.
Richard Seymour. Rodney Harrison.
Yeah.
Leon Gray.
Yeah.
Matt Light.
Yeah.
Raymond Claiborne.
Yeah.
Kevin Falk. That's a good one.
Yep. Kevin Falk.
Willie McGinnis. We forgot about him.
Guinness.
He should make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you should.
Houston Antwine. Ty Law. Teddy Bruschi. Gil Santos. Troy Brown.
Troy Brown.
John Morris. Drew Bledsoe. Sam Cunningham. Jim Nance. Billy Sullivan. Ben Coates. He was a monster.
Ben Coates.
Stanley Morgan. Bruce Armstrong.
Yeah.
Andre Tippett.
Tip.
Steve Grogan.
Grove.
Mike Haynes.
Yeah.
Steve Nelson. Jim Lee Hunt. Bob D. Nick Buzincotti. Gino Capoletti. And John Hanna. That's all you got.
John Hanna.
God, there's not a lot of recent guys.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But, I mean, Patriots Hall of Fame should be a lot more, shouldn't it?
I would think.
Like,
It's like there's got to be. Okay, so let's think about guys from. Okay, so Chung.
yeah, but he just
I
retired.
know, but I'm thinking about like
He
guys
should
that
make
should
it.
make it.
In the
Chung-
Patriots. We're talking about the Patriots Hall of
Chung,
Fame.
Hightower,
Yeah.
um,
Matthew Slater.
Slate.
Well, Slater will make the Hall of Fame, too. He'll make...
Do you think Slate? There's no special team Hall of Famers.
Technically, there are kickers.
No, I'm saying just strictly special teams players.
You don't
It's
think
like
he can make the
rare.
Hall of Fame?
I mean,
He was
I
the
don't
best
know.
at his position, wasn't he?
Yeah,
How many?
but it's
Did he
just
make?
hard for him to
Did he
make
make like
it.
13 or 14 Pro Bowls?
No, it's hard to make it as a special teamer. I don't even think who's the guy from the Buffalo Bills that was like a massive special teamer. I don't even think he made it. Like he was like a perennial Pro Bowler for the Bills, and every year made it and played a long time. He didn't get it. He didn't get into the Pro Bowl either, or the Hall of Fame.
Matthew Slater's made 9 Pro Bowls.
Yeah, that's good, but he only plays 14 snaps.
Yeah, we'll get back to the Patriots Hall of Fame. He has to make the Patriots Hall of Fame.
He's a Patriot.
Vinatieri,
Vinatieri,
Goskowski,
Gostkowski, 100%.
Brady, Gronk.
Brady, Gronk.
Corey Dillon should.
Yeah, you would think.
Revis, Moss.
Revis for 1 year? You think he'll make it for 1 year?
Yeah, you're probably right on
Like
that
you have to
one.
be a Patriot.
Randy
for-
Moss should be on there.
Ninkovich, he might make it.
I don't know.
Vrabel's got to make it.
What would you
Vrabel
do-
has to make it.
What would you do if you weren't if Winovich made it over Nikovich?
I mean, I would be there to support.
No, you
say,
wouldn't.
"Hell
No,
of a
you would
job,
not.
Widow."
No, you would not.
Well, he's got a long way
There'd
to
be
go.
a sip of sunshine thrown at that sunshine hair, probably.
His ass better start making some plays if he wants to make it to the Patriot Hall of Fame.
So who knocks on the door, though, for the Patriots Hall of Fame? Like you have the monster for the regular Hall of Fame.
Zolak. That's it. Hey, what do you think of this, huh? Drink some beers, huh? Yeah, let's go. All right. Hey, hurt my nose, kids. Let's go. Hey, what are you doing? I don't know.
I wonder
Whistling.
how long you have to be retired, though, to make the Patriots Hall of
I think
Fame.
5 years.
How many years you at now?
4. I can't believe I've been out of the game 4. This
So
is
you're
my
ready.
5th season.
You're coming up.
This is the 5th year.
Logan
I wouldn't
Mankins
have
should
played.
make the Patriots Hall of Fame.
100%. Logan Mankins.
Vince Wilfork.
Vince will make it. They have a lot of people to put in there.
But
Julian.
Julian.
Wes has to make it. He had
Yeah.
like 10,000 yards receiving here.
But even like somebody like Ben Watson might make it in the Patriots Hall of Fame.
I don't know about his stats here.
I mean, first 5 years, he's pretty good.
Okay.
But what about like Asante Samuel?
Sante Samuel.
Oh, Devin McCourty.
Oh, Dev. Yeah, Dev.
Could he make the Hall of Fame?
Dev?
The Pro Football Hall of
I don't
Fame.
know.
That's the
It's
thing.
so hard. It's so I think like a lot of these guys are, some of these players, you think back to when we were kids, like the big time players that made it to the Hall of Fame. Like they're all quarterbacks, or they're like Dion or Randy Moss, or like
it's the guys that
these
were the flash.
these flashy guys, and
Yeah.
they got a lot of name recognition. There's a lot of guys that were probably, equal as players, but they didn't have the big name.
I know your answer on this one for the Patriots Hall of Fame, which is on the future, obviously. I know what your answer will be, but it is tough on this one. David Andrews.
Patriots Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Dan Copeland's got to make it in before him.
No.
He played longer, and he had a couple Super Bowls.
But you got to assume that Andrews is going to play his whole career here.
Well, what year is he on right now? He's got to make it to,
It's got to be 7 or 8 now, right?
I think, no, 7? 6.
You played with him for a while
maybe
before
7,
you retired.
Maybe 7. David Andrews. Maybe it's his 7th. I don't know. David's been a rock. He's been solid. His ass has got to get healthy, though. Get your hand right, David. Congrats on the baby, though, David. Congrats. Now the real fun begins, my friend.
Catching up to you.
And he's got 2 more to go, and all his hair will fall out.
2015, so he's in year 6 now.
Yeah, he's a
But he has
baby.
his 4-year deal, though, so it'll be 10 years.
Yeah, so that means he's got a chance if he plays 4 more years, which
But
that's
like,
6 to 10.
what about
you're
like Shaq Mason, Marcus Cannon?
Yeah, Shaq, if he
What
plays.
about Nate Soldier?
No, I don't know.
I don't think he played long enough.
Nate's still playing. He's a freak of nature. That guy's the biggest guy ever.
Yeah, he's not playing too well, though.
Well, he didn't play last year,
Yeah, no.
so maybe he's
The year before that wasn't very good.
refreshed.
There's be a lot of refreshes, huh? Patriots got what?
There's
6 people back?
There's a
5,
lot,
6 people?
There's a lot of new faces out there.
But you think Chung makes the Hall of Fame, right?
I mean, he played a lot.
The Patriots Hall of
Did
Fame.
really well here for a long time. So the guys that have like 3 Super Bowl rings, that's impressive.
How many you have 2?
2.
So would you be mad if you didn't make the Patriots Hall of Fame?
No, I wouldn't be upset. I think,
Or you're on the All Dynasty team or something like that, right?
yeah, but that's.
So shouldn't the whole All Dynasty team make the Patriots Hall of Fame?
I don't know.
But you're coming out of, if it's the All Dynasty team, like All Decade team or whatever, it's like the best run of
Yeah.
football.
If I would have played like 2 more, if I'd have made 10 years, I think I'd been a lock. But I bowed out at 8, and now I need knee surgery. So
The wheel you out?
maybe wheel me out, or I might not know my name at that point. So those extra 2 years of hitting a coconut, you never know what would happen to you.
How much would it get to you too when if you're on the field and they put the red jacket on you? Would you lose it?
Like upset,
Like
and crying?
emotionally,
Like
yeah.
emotional?
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'd keep it together. I think I'd be pretty stoic in that, joining the club. I mean, it'd be fun. I would enjoy it. I'm a New Englander.
When
Now,
Zolak came and told you were
just
in the
bought a
Hall of
new
Fame?
Just bought a new house, so the Ninko is moving just a town over, so we'll still be here.
Getting out of the borough?
We're gonna move out of Foxborough, yes. So some lucky fan could possibly own Rob Ninkovich's house if you really want it. If you want it,
How many walls are you going to sign in the
I'll
house?
leave a jersey on the wall if you're a real big fan. You know,
For $100,000 over asking?
Yeah. Maybe I'll leave a football there for you.
Have
too.
a dinner?
We'll do a dinner. We could do maybe I'll leave the Peyton Manning interception ball. They're right there on the mantle for you.
You would leave that ball?
No.
No, yeah.
I'd just take another ball. And
Just to act like it was interception
I
ball.
just put tape on it and say Manning interception. Yeah, we're gonna move on out. Foxborough. I love Foxborough, but it's just the house. We started with no kids. Now we have 3. So when you have just you and your wife and you're in a house, you're like, oh, this is great. Then you have 3 children and a dog, and no backyard. It gets a little tight. So
moving on up.
we're gonna move on up.
The Ninkos are moving on
Moving
up.
on up.
Going into the big house.
It's a little bigger. It's a little bigger.
Isn't it double?
No, we're not gonna look. This is a podcast here. We're gonna talk about football.
We're not saying the.
We'll talk about cars. No, I mean it's nice. It's very nice. It's a
Talk
very
about
nice
cars.
home.
You got a new car.
I do get. Yes, I did have a new car. I just picked up. Actually, since the last time that we did a podcast, I actually picked up 2 cars, which is very exciting. Let's take a break. Let's take a little break here.
You want to come back and talk
We're
about
gonna
the
come
cars?
back. We're gonna talk about that. I want to talk about a couple things that you have possibly picked up and the state of cars as we know it right now, and the changes that are possibly going to happen moving forward. It's going to be interesting. So we're going to hit that coming back. I'm scared. I'm scared of the future when it comes to cars. So
You're scared of everything.
Yeah, I am.
All right, we'll be back.
All right, so we're back, and we're going to dive into the car conversation right now. The
Ninko purchases. No, let's go Ninko purchases.
We're going to do purchases? Okay.
Ninko purchases.
2011, unfortunately, my grandmother passed away. So I had to, it was in October, so I actually had to go home in between. Whoa, that's okay, that's fine. We're fine, that's good. We got people working here. So anyway, I had to go back home 2011. I was at my grandmother's, after the funeral we went to like a restaurant, had like a brunch, and there was a car sitting outside, and it was a 55 Bel Air. It's a beautiful car. You know something about a Bel Air, you just got one too. Talk to you about that. But anyway, so the car was sitting outside, started talking to the guy Jim, just talking about the car and all the things that he had done to it and the time that he put into it. So I had asked him, I said, what would it take to, what would it take for this car to just be sold? And he was like, $275. I said, $275? No, like that's insane. Like there's no way. He's like, yeah, I got more into it than that. And I was like, holy crap, that's nuts. So.
Do you know my name's Rob Ninkovich?
I didn't. At that time, I didn't.
Like,
it didn't
50 grand was
I was
too
still
much.
playing the league. I wasn't spending that much on a car. So anyway, 10 years later, so I'm going through my emails, and me and my grandpa, who's not with us anymore either, we used to email back and forth, and I was just going through them for shits and giggles to reminisce, and there was an email that I had sent them with that car because I had gone back and forth with the owner. And it had his number on it. I'm like, let me call him. I'm going to see if he's alive still. I mean, he was like in his 70s 10 years ago, so he's in his 80s now. So I just called him. I said, hey, Jim, do you remember me? This is Rob Ninkovich. We met about 10 years ago. He said, yeah, Rob, the Patriot player, I remember. Yeah. And I said, you still have that 55 Bel Air? And he said, no, I don't. About 5 years ago, I sold it. And I said, do you know where it's at? Any idea where it's at? And he's like, well, all I know is the guy that bought it was from Michigan. His name was Dave. So I went on Google and I just typed in 55 Bel Air, Michigan.
Dave.
I didn't even put Dave. I just put 55 Bel Air, Michigan. And I hit the pictures and I saw it. I saw the car at like a car show. It had the guy's name on it. So I looked up his name. You can get anyone's number anywhere. So I called his house number. And I said, hey, Dave. I know this is a strange call. My name's Rob. I'm calling about a 55 Bel Air. Did you purchase a 55 Bel Air from a guy named Jim out of Illinois? He said, matter of fact, I did. And I said, is that car, like what's the status of that car? and he said, right now the car's for sale, and it's in Joliet, Illinois, which is where I was
You're from
raised.
Yeah.
That's where basically I was right there in Joliet. We negotiated a price far less than the 275.
265.
No, way less. Way less. So it was under consignment. So what happened with the consignment was they were asking way more, like 170. That's what the consignment place was asking for. So I called the guy. His name was Tom. I said, hey, Tom, my name's Rob. I left a message. I said, hey, Tom, my name's Rob Ninkovich. Yada, yada. I'm looking at this 55. I talked to the owner. The guy, Tom, is from my hometown. He knew me from just me playing football or whatever. And he called me back. He said, I know, yada, yada, yada. I know you. So I said to him, I said, look, I talked to the owner, figured out a price. Are you okay with, I'll just give you a couple bucks, and then I'll come get the car. I'll pick it up from you. I'll bring it home. I'll do all the work. You don't have to do anything. Just give me the keys. And he was like, yeah, I'll do that. So I got the car at a great price. It's a beautiful car. You haven't seen it yet. It's going to be badass. It's a badass car. So I'm going to do. It's
going to be, or it is?
No, it is, but it's going to be even better.
What about the dent
just
on it?
Update it a little bit. I fixed all that.
Oh.
It's already fixed. It had a little nick on it, so I fixed that.
Did that bother you a lot?
Oh yeah, I had it fixed instantly. Paintless dent guy. So those cars that were built in like 2010, they have like a Boyd Coddington feel to them. So I
just rolled leather and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just like a little bit dated. So
does it have like the machined steering wheel?
I have a steering wheel coming.
Yeah, but it's like
it looks like a boat steering wheel. I don't know.
They're like
funny.
machined.
Yeah,
because they like CNC machines came out then, so they started using them and just cutting weird shapes of crap.
I already have the brakes in, so I'm doing brakes. I went bigger brakes, updated the brakes to like a new Willwood with like they have like these electronic parking brakes now. It's like almost like a second caliper on the back.
Yeah,
which
you
is
press
pretty
a button.
cool.
Yeah.
So I have the brakes coming. I have my Budniks coming, which are going to make it look really cool. I went up a size, so 19s, 18s in the front, and that should be it. Oh, and then a Don Hardy motor. I'm doing a LS7 with 650 horse. That's in the works right now.
In the works?
In the works.
Like you've done it?
So I ordered it, so it's going to take a couple months for it to come in.
Yeah, it's COVID.
So the
Motor's past COVID pretty hard.
Yeah. So the motor and then all that stuff's going to update it, and I'll still be able to, if I had to, throw it at the auctions, which I have no...
You're going to sell it?
One day eventually. You always have to have the idea of if I had to sell this thing, what would I get for it? So you want to do the right things.
I thought you were buying that car to have.
I am buying it to have it, but
that's what I tell my wife. Selling it.
Paige, I tell my wife, Paige, this is a great investment. If I sell it, I make X. I paid this. I'll make this. That's how you do it.
Well, that's how you do it.
Well, you do it because you have a dealership. So I just read an interesting article from Ford.
Yeah.
On the F-150. They are going to stop having trucks on a lot. And you are going to have to go in and custom order your truck.
Mm-hmm. So
that sucks.
Manufacturers, a couple of them have wanted to do that for a long time now.
I mean,
and they haven't because you have to be fearful of, all right, if we go to that model, we can save money, but then do we lose market share because somebody else is going to build stuff and all that? Well, right now is a pretty good test of the market because nobody has cars, so it appears that almost every manufacturer is going to do that now. Like, it's not really just custom order, it's just lower the supply. So for years and years and years, manufacturers competed with each other of who could build the most amount of cars. So like that's what they looked at, like, we built more cars than you. So like Volkswagen was number one for a long time. You have a bunch of brands, and they could say, listen, we're the number one manufacturer in the world, we build the most amount of cars. Well, just because you build cars does not translate to you making money. So manufacturers now have been able to save, since this whole shortage, on incentives, on overbuying product, on overbuilding cars, on labor, on storage, on all these things. And
I have an issue with that.
Why?
I have an issue with that. Because
you just waited 6 months for a car.
No, I didn't. Ordered it in May.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No, it was longer than
No, it wasn't.
before that.
May.
No.
June, July, August.
No. No.
I have the paperwork. I'll show it to you.
You were telling me about like in February.
Okay. So let's get into this story. Okay, so just like you said, car shortages, and you said like there's not cars, you can't get cars, or the chip and all that, yada yada yada.
It's not just chips anymore, though.
What is it? Everything. Like
everything.
Rubber, foam.
Yeah, like you said, like the seat foam's an issue.
Shouldn't
Leather.
this be like a wake up call for all of us, like Americans, that are like, hey, we rely on everybody else to supply our things so we can live a nice life and not have to overpay for everything? Why don't we produce chips, or why don't we make foam? Why don't we do all that?
But the thing
stuff?
everybody looks at is like, I'm overpaying for a car because I'm overpaying MSRP. But if you're trading a car, your car is worth more money.
Okay.
So it's offset.
So I just bought my wife an Escalade, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you paid MSRP.
I paid MSRP.
And you could probably sell it for 20 grand over MSRP right now.
I know, and my kids are putting boogers under the seats. But anyway, the trade-in was
Yeah,
shocking.
you probably got all the money for
The
it.
trade-in. But I'm not going to be
You
somebody...
thought I was $15,000 too high in your trade.
Yeah, I did. I was like, what? That was nuts.
But that's the difference, though. Like, that's your car's
But
worth more
if
money.
I was going to buy a 5-year-old car, I wouldn't spend 50-something grand on it.
Well, instead of spending 120 grand on an Escalade.
Well, I didn't spend that.
Yes.
It was less. It was less than that. But if I don't get the whole premise of paying over MSRP, though. If you pay $1 over MSRP the second... So you're telling me that now this supply thing is always going to be a little bit off to where it forces people to buy things over MSRP or at MSRP? I used to buy cars 10, 15 G's under the sticker.
At or over MSRP. Well, first off,
So
don't
then the
forget,
guys at the
what does
top are just
what
like-
does the S stand for in MSRP?
I don't know anything about that.
Suggested.
Oh, it is.
Manufacturer suggested retail price.
Yes. Okay, suggested
Yeah,
price.
so like that's the thing with MSRP, but your car is worth more money. So if you're a car dealer, right, and you have a car like an Escalade, there's some people that go, hey, I'm going to get enamored because a guy I saw on ESPN is going to come in and buy a car. I'm going to sell it at MSRP. When I could have just taken the car to auction and made 20 grand more on it.
Yeah, they could have.
I'm
a nice guy, and they had my jersey.
I know.
Thanks, Colonial Cadillac. Thank you. You did great. You did
Somebody
awesome.
got fired for that.
Colonial.
Somebody got fired for that.
No, they didn't. Why? Because they sold it at cost?
Yeah.
Isn't that what people are supposed to do? Isn't that what car dealers, like, for me, okay.
You think they're a nonprofit?
No, but even when you sell them at MSRP, there's
here.
holdbacks.
Here.
What are holdbacks per car?
I'll give you
15 to 2,500.
Let's break down, like, not an Escalade because everybody can't buy an Escalade.
Yes.
Okay, so let's just take, I know the numbers off the top of my head with it. Let's just take a Kia Sportage.
A Kia.
It's $27,000 MSRP.
Yes.
It has $650 of markup from MSRP to invoice.
Yep.
It has 2% holdback,
which is
$500.
like, yes. Okay, so that goes.
So you have $1,100.
What about advertisement? Isn't there an advertisement worked into that too?
So you get co-op back.
Co-op.
But you get $250 a car, but you have to spend $250 a car in advertising. So it's a wash.
Okay, well that's a wash. What about the doc fee? What about the?
So we're at $1,600 in profit right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's break down though, like, the cost of everything on that, right? So you have a salesperson that's going to make about $300 for that car. You're then going to have a finance manager that's going to do the paperwork on it. You're going to make $200.
Make $300 per sale.
Say on a $1,600 sale, it'd be $300. If you make $1,600, so then
I want to come sell a car.
you're going to have a finance manager. You're paying about $300 a car.
Yeah.
Right. So we're at 600. So we're down to 1,000. Then you have a sales manager.
Is it true that if you sell? Okay. So here's another thing too. In 1 month, so you have a certain amount of cars on a lot for a month. When those cars at the end of the month are sold at or below MSRP, isn't there a specific way that you write off the depreciation of those cars because some dealers own the cars and some dealers finance their inventory. They finance their inventory. Yeah. So at the end of the month, when they're pushing these things out, they have some way to write off that depreciation on those cars and write off the loss on that. Because they're not really losing money. They're not losing money when they sell a new car.
When sales are at their height, everybody thinks you're making all this money on the cars, but you're not. Once you're paying everybody and getting through all your expenses, you're losing money half the time. You're just selling cars because you can replace them fast. So instead, say you can make $5 selling a car. You sell the car and make $5 because I know that tomorrow I have 3 more coming in. Now, when inventory is not coming in, you have to rely on making money on the car to get you through it all.
So here's my question with the new model of ordering cars.
Yeah.
Isn't just like the power sports business, like me and Joel are in, and I own the Moms up in Jericho. Power sports are all about, you have a nice showroom, you come into the showroom, you see a side-by-side, you see a four-wheeler, you see whatever you want, and you buy it on the spot. Boom. When you don't see it, and you don't touch it, you don't sit in it, you don't smell it, you don't drive it, isn't it harder to sell something when you don't?
Not anymore.
How?
Because people know what they want when they come in.
It blows my mind.
Carvana sold like 50,000 cars last month.
Not to me. I ain't never buying a car.
But you want to talk about MSRP with motorsports? Almost every motorsport is sold over MSRP. Because there's things like building the fee.
There's a little fees. There's some fees. There's some fees worked in there. But so I would say this: when a side by side comes off and it's in its freaking crate, and you got to take it out and we got to build it, and we got to put it together. I got to pay a guy to do that.
We have to take a car in. We have to PDI it to make sure it's done the same.
You take the car off, you roll it off, you put the floor mats in, you wash it.
No, you can't anymore. Like you have to plug it into computers that the manufacturer controls, and you have to go drive a car for like 3 miles, and it times it.
Don't drive mine 3 miles.
That's what it is.
Don't drive mine.
They drove yours.
Okay, so
they drove yours.
I got another little thing here. Vashon Chevrolet, my buddy Stu, hooked me up with this C8 with the 2021 Corvette. And a few months back, about 6 months back, according to you, he was like, "Listen, you build it however you want to build it. Come in the computer, build it out."
We talked about like 5 different shows.
I know, did that right? Anyway, so he was saying that right now, you can't get a Corvette for a year. A year.
Can't get a lot of things.
It's
for a
ridiculous. Year. Absolutely ridiculous. How is that possible? How is that possible?
Because they're just not building them.
I don't get it. It blows my mind. I don't know. It bothers me a little bit. Doesn't it bother you a little bit? And you own dealerships. Like, why don't you call them and be like, "Yo, what are we doing here? Like, why don't we supply our own foam, own leather,
okay, hold on.
own plastic?"
I'll call Mr. Kia right now and say,
Mr. Kia,
get these damn cars through right now.
He's rolling in the dough.
Yeah,
He's
right
like,
now.
Listen, we're just gonna have all these people order them, and then we're gonna rake them over the coals for $5 to $8 grand.
But the thing is, if you say you were the manufacturer, right? So say your last name's Ford and you're the 9th grandson of Henry Ford, right? And you're about to take over the company.
I'm on my boat right now.
Yeah, but the thing is, the board comes to you and goes, "Okay, Rob, we can go the model of what we used to do and sell and build all these cars and sell all these cars, and we can make $1 billion doing that." Or
they still make $1 billion.
Okay, or we could do this model here where we're actually going to have less expense, less exposure, less risk, and we can make $5 billion doing that.
It's all about the billions of the Benjamins.
So like you're sitting there in your short shorts going, "Okay, I can buy some nicer pair of shorts."
I can only buy boat tees. If I was Henry Ford's 8th grandson, I'd have a boat like 100-footer. I'd be cruising around. I'd have a boat that can go off on the streets too.
But that's what it is, because the thing is the market's conditioned to it, like Teslas. If you want to buy a Tesla, the Tesla Plaid, the new.
I like the Ford Lightning. I do say I was watching a thing on the Ford Lightning. That's pretty cool. It's going to be a cool truck.
You're not going to be able to get it though. But
can't get it?
No. The Model S Plaid, which is now the 1,020 horsepower. No.
They can get it? I'll get it.
No, 1,020 horsepower.
No way. MSRP.
No way.
Yes, I will. I'll get the Ford Lightning MSRP.
No way.
Paperwork.
Yeah. Wait till Chevy finds out you sold a Corvette.
I didn't sell anything.
Going to.
I drove it here.
Yeah, it's purple interior.
Wait
for one other person to walk up to you and go,
"It's Morello."
"Rob, why do you have a purple interior?"
It's not. It's like a Merlot. It's like a red wine. It's like those seats over there.
It's like when old people dye their hair and it turns purple.
You know what?
That's exactly what it is. Like
the C8.
Do you like my new black hair dye?
Turning back
your hair is purple.
the hands of time, and it's making a Corvette cool again. Listen, yeah, I might have wore my boat shirt and my wife's hat, you know, to keep the sun off of me, keep it off the
What
yarmulke
sun?
on the back.
Oh, okay, you're the top down.
Yeah, the top down. Yeah, the top down. You got to come in with the top down. What are you talking about?
Fly in with the top down?
Yeah. You know, I was washing my car the other day. I saw Crash coming over in his
like the women
helicopter.
with the walkers, like do they stop and look?
I was washing my car. I'm doing my rims. I hear the helicopter coming. It's Kraft, right? It's Kraft. I go like this. Hey. He can't see me. It'd be awesome if he like came down and like
Landed,
stopped in my.
Go to your car and goes, that's an old man car. Got
Yeah.
back in the airplane and left, or in the helicopter.
It's messed up.
Yeah,
But hurting my feelings. We all can't fit in a McLaren, okay? I need
fit
leg
in a-
room.
You don't have leg room in a Corvette.
Yeah, I do. I can stretch out. I can go cross country in that sucker. I can go to California.
You can stretch out.
Straight legs.
So why do you have short shorts on? Wasn't
Really,
it
'cause
for?
it was
wasn't it for
air conditioning.
Yeah, because you need air because your legs are so cramped up.
No. I can spread them out.
No way
I'm
you
fine.
fit in it.
I
You fit in
it.
a Hellcat
We'll bring a camera. We're going to bring a camera. We're going to walk over. We'll see.
Just
see.
like
The
this.
Hellcat's big. I like the Hellcat.
Just like this.
I did hit a piece of metal yesterday. It pissed me off.
Broke the thing.
That just hit the front, the valance, the front plastic valance. The one where, you know that like the yellow piece that everyone
Yeah.
keeps on? If I had that on, protected, it would have been perfectly fine. All you people that are like, take the yellow thing off. It doesn't do anything. I'm like, damn it. If I would have had this, I was driving in a semi.
Listen to everybody on Instagram.
It was a truck and it just bopped. It was like a little piece of metal came out. I was like, oh no. I didn't want to swerve and, you know, end up on fire. So I hit it.
So are you going to be? Are you a little upset with the Bel Air that I'm going to get?
See, that one's a convertible though. Is it convertible?
Yeah.
I'm not a convertible guy. I'm not a big convertible guy.
You know what chassis it has in it?
Yeah, it's a
Roadster
shop. Yeah, it's a good chassis. Those guys are good. Art Morrison's good too as well.
But Roadster Shop
Roadster
is like
Shop
you're up there.
Art Morrison started the custom chassis.
You're all over Roadster
I
Shop
love the
chassis.
Roadster Shop chassis. I wanted Roadster Shop chassis. I really do. Roadster Shop, what's up? But the car that I bought, the Bel Air in 2009, Art Morrison was the chassis to buy. I don't think Roadster Shop had a chassis back then.
But Roadster Shop is now.
Now they are.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got an LS3 Pro Touring.
You got it here?
Not here yet.
Where is it?
It's on its way from Texas or
In
Oklahoma.
the truck and some guys driving it and smoking in it. That's the one thing. When you have guys that are in the car business, like, yeah, it's just open air, just coming.
It's not open air. It's in a
coming
closed
through
interior.
the Smoky Mountains, and it's going to go through California and a few wildfires. It'll be all right. We'll just wash it off.
What do you think about the orange Urus?
I like the orange Urus.
Yeah,
It's very
sick
bright.
car.
I like the orange
Pearl capsule.
versus what's the baby blue one? What's the blue? Not Urus. I'm talking about
McLaren?
McLaren. What color is that?
Like baby blue.
It's like a baby blue.
North Carolina blue.
Carolina blue, Tar Heels blue.
Yeah. It's a nice color with the orange and everything.
I mean, if you like babies, you're like a baby, you big baby.
What's wrong with that?
You look like a big baby.
That's coming from a purple interior.
That's why you're messing with my interior. Now you're offending me.
But I'm just telling you the color of it. Like, see those seats over there? Those are red.
That's what the interior looks like.
It is not
it's
that
a darker
color.
red. It's like if I took a red wine and I poured it right here and we had red wine. That's what it is.
No, it's not. It's purple.
All
It
right.
looks like Barney.
You know what we're gonna need though? We need some input on where we should do one of our podcasts from, like another. I like the brewery. The brewery really gets me going. The last time when we were at
Lord Hobo or Castle Island?
No, Castle Island. My dad, like midway through, was like, "Yo, you were getting bozoed at the end of that one." I said, "Yeah, I was a little bozoed. I probably had about 10 IPAs." He's like, "Yeah, you turned into like you were funny." I was laughing my ass off. I said, "Oh, thanks, great, Iron Mike." But yeah, the car thing bothers. Like, why can't we just? Here's another thing too. If you make $1 billion, okay, you're
I'm
one.
just using like numbers.
Okay, but just in general, if you make $1 billion.
But you got to remember.
And the American citizens here can go and get $10,000 off MSRP versus you're a $5 billionaire and you can have a bigger boat and they have to pay $10,000 over MSRP. How does that help us?
But here's
Helps
the thing
you.
though, if you pay $5,000 over MSRP right now, your car is worth $2,000 over MSRP when you drive off the lot. If you pay $10,000 under MSRP, your car is worth $20,000 under MSRP the minute you drive off the lot.
So it's holding,
They're holding their values so much higher.
Yeah, the values.
That's like that's one of the biggest things. So it is offsetting in that sense. It just sucks for people that haven't bought a car yet. that like their first car because it's going to be that much money.
So I was talking to Joel about the motorsport stuff because we've been doing really well, but the issue is going to be because we have a lot of pre-sales, so we do a lot of pre-sold items, but if you don't have something to sell, you can't make money.
Yeah.
So at some point here, do they think that the cars and all these things are going to get worse, or is it about to stay the same? Is it going to get better? Like,
you're probably near the bottom of it in the next month or two.
I heard fourth quarter of next year.
Well, the inventory will start getting better.
Yeah,
so
better.
The inventory supply used to be between 100 and 120 days supply. So it's basically a dealer. If you're selling 100 cars a month, that means you have like 340 cars in stock or 300 cars in stock.
Yeah.
It's 3 months supply. That's kind of where manufacturers used to tell you need to be at 3 months supply of cars. Now you're at like a 10, 15 day supply of cars.
10-day supply.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild.
Like here last year, one of my Kia stores was selling about 180 new cars a month.
Yeah.
We have 178 in stock between all three right now.
And like you can't get like any feedback as to like it's all on them. Like they're just like, yeah, we have.
We're working on it.
5 cars coming or 25 cars.
It's going to get better. That's what you hear.
It's going to get better. Okay.
Yeah. So I got to go out to Vegas. The first meeting of this year will be for Nissan, and I guarantee that's what they'll say. Like, our supply is building.
That's the podcast from Vegas. Babe, I'm telling you, we got to tape a podcast from the MGM. We got to go to Wet Republic. We're going to be at the pool, and we're going to film the podcast. I'll be home Sunday night. Would that work? Would that work?
I think I'm leaving Sunday.
What's that?
I'm leaving Sunday.
When?
This Sunday.
This Sunday?
Yeah.
All right. I got to
stay in the wind.
Paige's birthday's Saturday. Damn it.
Staying in the wind.
I would love, the win? The win too?
I like the win.
I just like, Vegas is great for 2 days. Anything longer, you're like, whew. I went Thursday to Sunday. So for my bachelor party, I went Thursday, Sunday night red eye. And the only reason I just remember this was the last day. I had made a mistake, and I was drinking vodka Red Bulls, which was for 4 days. It was oof. So when I got on the plane to get home on the red eye, my heart was like, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna die right now. So I took a couple deep breaths. I sat up. I said, all right, here we go. All right, we're good. So I sat up. I was going, and on the flight they had like VH1 like classics. And they had the Live Aid from Wembley, like from 1985. I didn't sleep the whole way, from the start of the concert to the end. And I'm telling you, the Queen right now, Queen at Live Aid was one of the best things I've ever seen. And I was zoned in the whole way because I didn't want to die. I didn't want to go to sleep. I thought if I went to sleep, I was dead. 100%.
From drinking vodka Red Bull, but then you had your Ninko bombs before a game and some Toradol shots.
Yeah, all that stuff, it adds up. It all adds up.
Yeah, but wasn't the bachelor party before the Ninko bombs and Toradol shots?
Ninko bombs were going on. There was Ninko juice. Ninko juice was going on since 06. I might have some.
So when was the bachelor party?
That was. When did I get married? 2013, I think. 2013. I didn't win a Super Bowl yet. No, I did. I had 1 Super Bowl ring. No, I didn't.
Wow, Jesus.
No, hold on. Via's 8.
How many years have you been married for?
Hold on. Damn, almost 10. 9. Okay, this is crazy. Things just go crazy. So my daughter's 8. We've been married 9. So I went obviously before that. So like 9 years ago. And it was insane.
That was it?
So a friend of mine that's from Boston, his name's Hamlet. He's like he runs parties for people. And when I went down for my bachelor party, Nick Verano, who owns Strega, right? He was like, oh, you're going for your bachelor party. Oh, let me hook you up with my buddy. So he's like, I'm going to call this guy. When you get to the MGM, he's going to hook it up. It'll be fine. I was like, okay, well. So I called this guy, get to the MGM. I get out of the limo, it's me and my buddies. All my buddies are like, they don't, you know, they're like, where are we gonna go? We're gonna go to Hooters or whatever. I'm like, yeah, we'll go to Hooters. Anyway, so I walk in. He's like, oh, Mr. Ninkovich, we got you all set up. So we go up. It honestly felt like The Hangover. Like it was like the
Like
penthouse.
when you're coming down the.
No, it was like it had like the 5 rooms and it had the big. I was like, this is nuts. This is nuts. It was insane. So then another guy, a friend of mine from Boston, his name's Hamlet. So he's like, oh, listen, I'll hook you up with these people. It'll be great. So way above what I know and like what I've ever experienced. So he's like, I'm gonna hook you up with these people. They're from, where were they from? I want to say like India. Like that was with some like a group of guys, and they were all like oil kids. Like they were like oil money kids. So he's like, just jump in with these guys. They're fun. They're gonna have a good time. It was nuts for like just a day.
Wrestling tigers.
200 and like I want to say 200 grand was the final bill for them.
Paid it. Oh, for them.
For them. It was nuts. I'm like, they're like, tonight? I was like, maybe you want to go tonight too? It was like from 10 to 6 and it was absolutely insane. And they were like, it was nuts. It was nuts. It was a good time. So,
right,
Paige, love you.
I think we get back to, since we're in Gillette, I think it's good to get to your roster predictions.
All right, let's do it. I'm ready. I got all my predictions, baby.
So you got quarterbacks on the roster right now. You got Cam Newton, Mac Jones, and Brian Hoyer, who makes it all and Stidham's on the PUP.
Is he on the PUP?
He had back surgery. So you think they all stay, or 2 stay, or 1 stay?
No. So I think they can't keep 2. So they're going to keep 3. I think they keep Hoyer. I think they keep Hoyer.
They're going to carry 3 quarterbacks.
Yes.
You're saying.
Yeah.
I think they're going to cut Hoyer. All right, in running back, fullback position, you got Damian Harris, James White, J.J. Taylor, Brandon Bolden, Sonny Michel, Jakob Johnson, and then the rookie, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Ramondre Stevenson. You can't keep them all.
No, I think that. Then last
Jakob's
year
gonna
he had a great season last year. So I
He was
think,
pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I think
So-
that he'll stick on.
Who do you think gets cut out of that bunch?
You got to think of the kids that like whoever. At some point too, like Bill goes into like, do we trust this guy, or like in a situation, do we feel like
If you're not going to cut like a 4th-round pick.
no. Well, you might 4th round pick. You might. A 4th round pick's not a 2nd round pick.
That kid's kind of like LeGarrette Blount.
Is he that big? Mm-hmm. But then there's also like all these new like practice squad like rules and how big your practice squad can be. Like there's a lot of guys that they probably are going to want to keep. Yeah. And then you can do stuff with their salary to where like they don't leave.
See, I think they're keeping Harris, White, J.J. Taylor, Bolden, Jakob Johnson, and then Ramondre Stevenson. I think they're going to trade Sonny Michel.
So I think Michelle will be somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and then on wide receivers, you got Aguilar.
Yeah.
Kendrick Bourne.
Yeah.
Jacoby Meyer.
Yeah.
N'Keal Harry.
Yep.
Gunner.
God, you gotta keep Gunner. Gunner's gonna be the special teams guy, punt returner.
You're gonna have what's his name? It's another kid that's actually playing well. You have Andy Isabella, I think. You have
the guys that they paid to come here.
Yeah, they're here. Yeah.
So those guys are here. Now it's going to come down to the young guys, and it's going to come down to like Gunner.
Here, the big thing is, do you think N'Keal Harry makes the team?
I think he does. I think he's had a good camp.
I think it's Aguilar, Bourne, Myers, Harry, and then Gunner.
Yep.
I think all the other people who try to hold on the practice squad or whatever they do. For tight ends, you have Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry, Devin Asiasi, and Matt Lacoste, because Dalton Keene is out for the season.
The tight ends, obviously the 2 big tight ends.
Yeah.
And then the kid that's been catching all the balls.
Which one?
The
Asiasi?
Asiasi.
He hasn't been catching anything.
No, not that then.
Playing. It's another kid that's like an undrafted guy.
That kid.
Asiasi?
Remember they say every day. No. There's a kid that they're like every day he's catching
I forget his
6
name,
balls.
but he's not going to make the team.
How do you know?
I think they're going to cut Lacoste.
No, Lacoste is gone.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Offensive linemen, you got Isaiah Wynn, Michael Onowinu, David Andrews, Shaq Mason, Trent Brown,
So
Ted
Shaq-
Karras, Justin Heron, Corey Cunningham, and then there's a bunch of other players, which I think those are the ones they keep.
The starters that are there, and
So
they're going to keep a swing guy, so they're going to keep
Karras,
because he can play center.
and then you'll have like Heron and Cunningham.
Yes, they'll have like a backup tackle and a guy that can play guard and tackle.
Yeah. So defensive tackles, you have Carl Davis, Lawrence Guy, Devon Godchuk, Henry Anderson, Dietrich Wise, Christian Barrymore.
So Wise is here, Guy is here. Do they say Anderson?
Yeah.
He's a DN or is he DT?
DT.
He's here.
Godchuk, Wise,
and then the rookie.
and Barrymore. Yeah. I think they're going to cut Carl Davis.
Yeah.
Then outside linebackers, you got Judon,
They're
Vinoy,
keeping all those guys.
Uche, Winovich,
They're keeping
Ronnie Perkins.
Unless one of them gets traded, which that's a possibility.
I think Winow's gone.
They're not going to cut him.
I think he's gone, though. Inside linebackers, you get Hightower, Bentley, Anthony Jennings, Harvey Lange. But the issue there is I think Raekwon McMillan, who was playing well, he's done for the season. Torn ACL. So I think that's.
I like Harvey. He's a good kid. But he might be the odd guy out.
I think that Raekwon McMillan would have pushed Bentley out.
See, Bentley's not going anywhere.
I think he would have. Then in cornerbacks, you got Gilmore Jackson, Jonathan Jones, Miles Bryant, Michael Jackson Sr., Stephon Gilmore, Joanne Williams.
They're going to, obviously, we know the
Gilmore will either be on, but Gilmore's going to start the season on PUP, isn't he?
Yeah. So they'll keep, we'll see right now. We'll see when these games
They're going to keep
up.
JC.
They're going to see,
Jonathan
JC,
Jones.
Yep. Jones, I like Jones.
I'm not sure of the other ones. I don't think Miles Bryant or Michael Jackson or Joanne Williams are even locks. Somebody's going to be gone, though, from that group.
Yep.
Safeties, I think you're just keeping all of them.
Yep.
McCourty, Phillips, Jalen Mills, Kyle Duger.
Yep.
Then we got the specialists. Nick Folk, Jake Bailey, Joe Cardona, Matthew Slater, Justin Bethel, Cody Davis, Brandon King, Quinn Norden.
They're going with the young guys.
The rookie kicker?
Yep.
So rookie kicker, Jake Bailey, Cardona, Matthew Slater. But then you have Bethel, Justin Bethel, Cody Davis, and Brandon King, and you only keep one of them.
I think it's going to come down to how all those, like Brandon King versus the other guys, like how they do. Because when you keep a special teams guy, like you want a guy that if he had to play, it's going to be like you trust him to play. So I think B. King makes it if he stays healthy.
I think that they'll go.
Because he's a veteran.
Yeah. And then I want your final prediction right now. Before a game comes on the field, who starts week 1 at quarterback for the New England Patriots?
Well, I know that
in reality,
I know you and Cam have a relationship here. I know that you guys had a nice
I've been saying this
heart to heart in the car.
How long have I been saying this for?
You've been saying it forever. And last year, even when things weren't working out great, you were very much
on the cam.
Supportive. Yes. All I'm saying is, as a guy that played for a long time, and when you prepare for a quarterback and you're looking at how to stop a guy, a quarterback that has a check with me system to where he can check the plays, and the system is based on ground and pound, play action pass, smart football, like just making the right decision, taking care of the football. Mac gives you that old school, early 2000s Patriot way. That's
how do you know that, though?
Because that's what the team is built for.
But no, he hasn't played to know that. He hasn't played to know that. I'm just saying, like
the offensive line, the running backs, the defense, it's built to do what they did. To do the RPO, and that's all gadget stuff. And that stuff, like there's risk. Every time you do this, it's a risk. You keep it, fumble it,
but the thing, though, is that when you have a quarterback that can tuck that thing away and go run for 6 yards.
Yeah, but he's not used. He wasn't. Cam doesn't run like he did in 2013 or 2014.
But he doesn't have to run for 20 yards. What if he runs for 5 yards a carry, and then Damian Harris is cleaned up for 5?
Back the ball to run the ball for 5 yards instead of your quarterback, who if he takes a hit, he has to throw the ball like 10 plays later.
But you know as well as I do, running backs can't run 30 carries a game anymore.
Patriot way, they might. Bill,
who was the last running back that ran you know, that had
the Patriots
that had
don't
400
do that.
carries.
They have like 4
That's
guys.
what I mean. They have all these guys.
They churn it. So I think the future is in the young kid. So why not?
No, it is the future.
Just do it now.
But why didn't
Put
Brady
him out
start?
there because Brady was behind a guy that was a Hall of Famer, Drew Bledsoe.
He's not a Hall of Famer.
Patriot Hall of Fame.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
So there's a difference.
But Cam Newton could make the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
He's better than Drew Bledsoe.
Drew's not in the Hall of Fame.
I know, he's in the Patriots Hall of Fame. I'm just saying Cam Newton's better than Drew Bledsoe. But you're saying that Bledsoe played.
No.
Yeah.
Cam Newton is what?
Is a better
player?
quarterback and player than Drew Bledsoe.
That's a very bold statement. That's a very bold statement.
Stop.
Drew Bledsoe was a very good quarterback. And I'm just an old school soul, so I like a quarterback that can sling the ball all over the field. I want an accurate. This is what I want.
But you want a quarterback that just starts running up the sidelines and almost dies?
I want a quarterback that can throw the ball accurately, number one. Actually, I'll change that. Take care of the football, number one. Put an offense in the best position against the defense, number two. So whatever they see, like Peyton Manning, like Tom Brady, Bledsoe, whatever they see, they check, they move, hey, boom, boom, hey, we're here, hey, screw, blah, 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 hey, seams.
But Mac Jones can't do that yet, though.
Yes, I think he can.
No, he can't.
Dude, the guy had like a 5.0 at Alabama. He's a very smart kid.
It takes you the time to learn what everybody's going to do against you.
I think he's going to surprise people.
There is somebody that once said on a team, it's not the strength of the individual players, but it's the strength of the unit and how they function together.
All right, let's go, Bill. Come on, Bill. So I'm going to go with Mac. I've been on Mac. I can't change now. I've been on Mac for months, so I got to go with
Garoppolo for months.
Garoppolo was almost here, but
no, he
I'm not
wasn't.
getting into it.
No,
yes,
he wasn't.
was.
Stop.
They were banking on Garoppolo being here. That I'm not putting it out there, but there it is.
Stop. That would have been the worst thing ever.
Garoppolo was almost here, and guess what? They would have been contenders. Super Bowl.
We just went over with Cam Newton. They can win 13 games on your numbers.
I'm talking about playoffs.
That is playoffs.
Yeah, they're in the playoffs.
13-4.
People in the playoffs to win a Super Bowl.
You don't think they could beat?
They got to beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
But they couldn't beat
Tom Brady's
the
going
Colts.
back to back. Tom Brady's going back to back.
He's going to win the Super Bowl?
I think so. That's my pick. Tom Brady back to back. And then he's going to sell Subway. Now he sells Subway. I'm like, I wanted to text him. I did text him the other day. I said, Tom, can I get an autograph on a rookie card? Do you have any like leftover rookie cards anywhere? And he was like, no, you got to buy my NFT. It's going to be worth 10 times the money. I was like, I don't want the NFT. Don't want that. So
you didn't get a rookie card? Did he send you like a? Did he send you those shorts that you're wearing?
These shorts are from New Balance. Don't disrespect New Balance because they're a local, home-grown company.
How would anybody know they're New Balance when they can't see them?
They're right here.
Your shirt goes below them.
I might run the marathons. I've been running 1 mile at a time. All right, so guess what? I think that's a good wrap on this show. I think we had a great time. It's been a while. We're going to jump back into this thing for the regular season. We have 3 preseason games, which it's going to be interesting. We're going to find out who's going to be the starting quarterback for this guy over here.
You'll find out tonight.
We'll find out tonight. I'm going to go home. I'm going to have another sip of sunshine. I'm going to relax.
Pass out.
Probably go to sleep. No, actually, I got to talk to the Illinois State University football team at 8:30. A Zoom call with them.
You give them a pregame speech?
No, just like a Q&A.
Like a rah-rah?
A little Q&A. Coaches, their head coaches might be
probably hold off on another sip of sunshine before
then.
then.
Hold off. Yeah, might help.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. We will be back. We're back. It's been like 2 months. But
Yeah. So hopefully we'll be back to once a week, as long as Rob doesn't go on another vacation.
No, I'm here.
But check us out on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Facebook, the whole 9 yards, and we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.